Welcome back to the channel JF Coin. If you stumbled across this video because someone told you that a 1993 1-cent Ultra Lincoln penny is worth $442, you're not alone. That number sounds juicy. After all, who wouldn't want a small coin with a big value tag? But today, we're going to dig deep, reveal the real story behind 1993 pennies, their history, what makes some of them valuable, and why most are worth just pennies. So buckle up, grab your old spare change, and let's dive in. Magnifying glass tilted right. A brief history. What is the 1993 Lincoln penny? The 1993 penny belongs to the modern series of Abraham Lincoln cents. On the front obverse, you have Lincoln's profile. On the back, reverse, the Lincoln Memorial. This design was common from 1959 until 2008. USA Coin Book Plus 2. USA Coin Book Plus 2. The metal composition. After 1982, pennies in the US changed from mostly copper to a zinc core with thin copper plating. The 1993 pennies are of this copper-plated zinc type. USA Coin Book Plus 11993 pennies were minted at multiple facilities. At the Philadelphia Mint, these have no mint mark. In 1993, the Philadelphia Mint produced 5.68 billion pennies. Cointrackers.com Plus 2. USA Coin Book Plus 2 at the Denver Mint. These have a DE mint mark. USA Coin Book Plus 1 at the San Francisco Mint, but only as proof coins, not regular circulation strikes. These carry an S mint mark. USA Coin Book Plus 1 because of these huge mint numbers, especially at Philadelphia and Denver. The 1993 penny is generally considered a common coin, not a rare one. U.S. Coins Guide Plus 2 Coins Value Plus $2 Banknote. Typical value of a 1993 penny. What you'll usually find if you find a 1993 penny today. Here's roughly what it's worth depending on condition and mint mark. Circulated 1993 pennies. The kind you might find in a jar or pocket change. Typically only their face value, 1 cent. Cointrackers.com Plus 2 U.S. Coins Guide Plus 2 Uncirculated / mint state pennies, i.e. coins that look like new, never used, might fetch 10 cents to 30 cents, or sometimes up to $1 to $2 depending on condition and color. CoinValueLookup.com Plus 2 U.S. Coins Guide Plus 2 Proof Pennies, 1993s. These were special coins sold to collectors. Their value is modest if they are not in perfect condition, often only a few dollars. USA Coin Book Plus 2 U.S. Coins Guide Plus 2 in short, for most 1993 pennies out there, especially the ones you casually dig out from change, the value is negligible. Glowing star. When a 1993 penny can be worth much more, rare and collector cases. That said, there are special cases where a 1993 penny could be worth significantly more than face value. But the increased value depends on extraordinary condition, rarity, or unusual mint errors. Here's what makes the difference. Gem quality uncirculated coins, MS65 and above, pennies graded as near perfect by grading services can draw attention from collectors because such pristine specimens are rare, given the billions minted. Coins Value Plus 2 Articles.appraisally.com Plus 2 Top Grade Jewels, MS69, MS69RD, or equivalent, red color and perfect strike. These are extremely rare, and when they surface they can go for hundreds to thousands of dollars. Articles.appraisally.com Plus 2 Coins Value Plus 2 For example, one 1993 DMS69 RD penny reportedly sold for $4,600 in a 2010 auction. US Coins Guide Plus 2 Coins Value Plus 2 Another 1993. No mint mark. MS69 RD sold for around $3,375, according to an auction in 2022. US Coins Guide Plus 2 CoinValueLookup.com Plus 2 Error coins or unusual varieties. Occasionally, minting mistakes like misstrikes, off-centering, double dies or other abnormalities might make a normal penny far more desirable. Some collectors pay premiums for such rare oddities. US Coins Guide Plus 2 Coin Value Checker Plus 2 Warning, but these are the exceptions, not the rule. They depend on very good preservation, perfect strike, correct color, and often verification/grading by a professional coin grading company. If you just have a random 1993 penny from pocket change, chances are slim it's one of these rarities. Abacus, so what about that? $442. Value claim? You mentioned a specific value, $442, attached to a 1993 penny. Based on everything we know, that number is much higher than what standard 1993 pennies actually sell for. It's possible this value was assigned assuming a perfect specimen, top grade, maybe graded MS69 or some very special variant, but that's rare. Without verification, professional grading, clear photos, confirmation of mint mark, strike quality, etc. Such a claim should be taken with skepticism, given that there are known 1993 pennies selling in the thousands, in extreme gem cases. Someone may have tried to boost the value to catch attention. That doesn't make the $442 figure inherently legitimate. In short, $442 is not a standard market price for a normal 1993 penny. It could only be justified if the coin is a top-grade collector-quality specimen, and you should verify carefully to believe such a price. Clapperboard: what to do if you want to evaluate a 1993 penny. Collector's checklist: if you've got some 1993 pennies and want to check whether any are hidden gems, here's what to look for. And do mint mark, check under the date. No mint mark, Philadelphia, D, Denver, or S, San Francisco. S means proof, a bit rarer, but not automatically valuable. Condition: wear and tear. Look for scratches, wear, discoloration, corrosion. The cleaner and shinier the coin, the better. Coins with no wear, crisp details, and intact rims have more chance. Color/luster: red pennies, those that still show the original copper red color, tend to command more. Most 1993 coins are zinc with copper plating, so color and surface preservation matter. Errors or varieties: unusual minting errors, off-center strike, doubled die cracks, can boost value, but these are rare. Use a magnifying glass or good macro photo to examine closely. Certification/grading: if you suspect a coin is special, gem quality, or error, consider sending it to a reputable coin grading service. This significantly affects credibility and price. Market research: look up recent auction results. Coins graded similarly, same mint mark and grade, what did they sell for? That gives a realistic expectation. White heavy checkmark. Final verdict: realistic expectations for a 1993 penny. For the average 1993 penny, even uncirculated, expect just a few cents to maybe $1 or $2 at most. Only with perfect condition, rare errors, or special minting marks might you ever see hundreds or thousands. The oft-cited $442 or similar mid-$100 values are likely overhyped unless the coin truly meets stringent collector standards. If you want, I can show you 5 real examples of 1993 pennies that did sell for high values, with photos, mint mark, grade. That way you'll see how rare and exceptional those coins really are. Do you want me to build that list for you now? Today we dive deep into a tiny piece of history, a coin you might easily pass by, the 1995 1-cent penny from the USA. But what if I tell you that some of these pennies, yes pennies, not gold bars, not rare stamps, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll know why and how some 1995 pennies became coveted by collectors, and what to look out for if you've got one lying around. Scroll a little background. What is the 1995 penny? The 1995 penny belongs to the long-running series of Lincoln cents. Its obverse, front, side shows a proud profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1995 stamped. The reverse, back, side features the familiar Lincoln Memorial. Antiques know-how +2 userconbook.com +2. What many don't know: these 1995 cents are mostly copper-plated zinc, not solid copper. After 1982, pennies were made with a 97.5% zinc core and 2.5% copper plating, including the 1995 penny. Userkinbook.com +2 rarist.org +2 Also, the 1995 pennies were minted in different locations. Philadelphia. No mint mark, often called 1995p. Rarist.org +1 Denver. With a D mint mark, 1995D. Cointrackers +1 San Francisco. As proof coins, 1995s, in limited numbers. Userkinbook.com +1 Because so many were minted billions, the vast majority are incredibly common. For a normal, circulated penny from 1995, unless it has some special characteristic, its value is usually just face value, 1 cent, 1 cent. Cointrackers +2 Coin Identifier +2 Light bulb. So why do some 1995 pennies sell for much more? Here's where the magic happens, and why this little coin becomes a treasure under the right circumstances. 1. Condition and grade matter. If a coin is in uncirculated condition, i.e. it looks as if it almost never changed hands, sharp details, original luster, minimal wear, then its value goes up. For instance, a 1995p penny in excellent mint condition, e.g. MS66 red, can bring over $1.13. Cointrackers +1 Some higher grade uncirculated examples, depending on exact grading and color, might sell for a few dollars or more. US Coins Guide +2 Coin Identifier +2 But, and this is important, even in pristine shape, most 1995 pennies won't reach sky-high values. Because there were so many minted, condition alone usually doesn't create a major jackpot. Magnifying glass tilted right, the real game changer, errors and varieties, especially double dies, this is where the hidden gold comes in. Some 1995 pennies were struck with mistakes, unintended quirks in the minting process, that make them rare and highly desirable to collectors. Among them, the infamous 1995 double die averse DDO. Errorcoins.org +2 Chronicle Collectibles News +2 What is that? Simply put, during minting the die, the stamp used to press the coin design shifted slightly or was misaligned, causing a doubling of key markings, like the date, Liberty, In God We Trust, etc. On a normal penny, lettering is crisp and single. On a double die coin, letters may appear blurred, shadowed, duplicated, or ghosted. That imperfection is exactly what collectors hunt for. Chronicle Collectibles News +2 Errorcoins.org +2 Because these double die coins are rare, only a small fraction of pennies produced in 1995 had such errors. When one surfaces, especially in an uncirculated, high-grade state, it can fetch a lot of money. Indeed, there are records of 1995 DDO pennies selling at auctions for thousands of dollars. For example, one 1995 penny, with double die error, graded MS69RD reportedly sold for a hefty sum. Errorcoins.org +2 Coin Identifier +2 Thus, error plus condition plus demand equals a common penny, transforming overnight into a collector's treasure. Dollar banknote, what about that? $4.42. Market value you mentioned? Now, this is where we need to be real. In almost all documented price guides and market listings, a normal 1995 penny, circulated, no errors, face value, 1 cent. Cointrackers +2 Coin Identifier +2 Uncirculated / mint state standard pennies a few dollars, depending on grade and color, but generally nothing dramatic. US Coins Guide +2 Rarest.org +2 pennies with errors / especially double die much more, depending heavily on condition, clarity of error, and collector demand. Some have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Errorcoins.org +2 Chronicle Collectibles News +2 So, if someone claims a typical 1995 penny is worth $442, that's almost certainly overinflated unless it's a rare error coin in excellent condition, properly authenticated and graded. If you saw $442 somewhere, it's possible that it refers to a rare variant plus high grade plus auction hype plus collector demand. But don't assume all 1995 pennies are worth that. Direct hit: what to do if you find a 1995 penny. How to check if it's valuable. If you have a 1995 penny and you want to see whether it might be valuable, here's a quick checklist. Check the condition, Looks almost brand new. Sharp details, crisp edges, original color? That's a good start. Examine the lettering carefully under good light. Or a magnifier. Do you see any doubling / shadowing / ghost images, especially on Liberty? In God We Trust? Or the date / year? That might indicate a double die error. Check the mint mark, or lack thereof. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D, or San Francisco, S, usually proof. Though mint mark itself doesn't guarantee value, it helps with classification. If you spot an error or think the condition is top-notch, get the coin professionally graded by a reputable coin grading company. That authentication is often essential to realize true market value. Research recent auction sales. Compare with sales of similar 1995 pennies, same error / type / grade. Collector demand and rarity drive value more than what the internet says. Why heavy checkmark? Final thoughts. The 1995 penny, from pocket change to collector's gem. The 1995 Lincoln cent is a humble coin, and for most people, it's just loose change. But under the right combination of condition plus rarity, error / variety, plus collector demand, it can transform into something much more special. If you happen to own a 1995 penny, don't toss it aside. Give it a good look under a magnifier. You might be sitting on a hidden gem. But always keep in mind, the average 1995 penny is almost always worth its face value. Only a tiny fraction become valuable collectibles. So go ahead, dig through your pocket change, coin jars, old purses. Who knows? Maybe you find a 1995 penny that someday someone else will pay hundreds or more for. If you like, I can also show you 5 to 10 real auction examples of 1995 pennies that sold for high prices, with photos plus selling price plus error type plus grade, so you can compare them with coins you might have. Do you want me to build that list for you now? Today we're diving deep into the story of the 1996 Lincoln penny, how it was born, why most are nearly worthless, and the rare exceptions that have shocked collectors. Stay tuned, you might just discover treasure lying forgotten in a jar of spare coins. History and background. Where the 1996 penny comes from. Back in 1996, the U.S. government, through 3 major mint facilities, produced over 13 billion of the Lincoln pennies. Rarest.org +2 coin value checker +2 the mints involved. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 6.6 billion coins. Usercanbook.com +1 Denver. D. Mint mark, 6.5 billion coins. Rarest.org +1 San Francisco. S. Mint mark, 2.5 million proof coins intended for collectors. Rarest.org +1 The 1996 penny continues more than 8 decades of tradition. The design lineage dating back to 1909, when the original Lincoln cent was introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln. Coin value checker +1 since 1982, pennies, including 1996 ones, have been made of a copper-plated zinc alloy, about 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper, instead of the older mostly copper composition, a shift driven by rising metal costs. Coin value checker +1 So, 1996 pennies weren't special editions. They were regular issue, meant for everyday commerce. Which means, almost all of them are extremely common. Typical value, what most 1996 pennies are worth because of the huge number produced. Billions. Virtually all 1996 pennies you find in circulation are considered common. According to recent coin value references, a standard 1996 penny in circulated condition is basically worth its face value. 1 cent coin trackers +2 usercanbook.com +2 even uncirculated examples, coins that never saw pocket change, and remain crisp and new, tend to fetch only modest premiums. Many sell for mere cents to a few dollars at best. Usercanbook.com +1 The typical market value chart for a 1996 penny shows as little as 36 cents in uncirculated condition. Usercanbook.com +1 In short, if you dig a 1996 penny out of your wallet or piggy bank, and it looks like any ordinary coin you see every day, it is almost certainly worth only a penny or a few cents. When 1996 pennies get real value. Rare and premium examples and this is a big but, There are rare cases where a 1996 penny can fetch serious money. These are the conditions that elevate a penny from common to collector's interest. White heavy check mark uncirculated. Gem quality. Coins a 1996 penny from Philadelphia, Denver or no mint mark, graded as MS67+, red, meaning near perfect, with full original mint luster and no wear marks, once sold for $2,500 at auction. Rarest.org+2 The engineering info +2 Another example, a 1996 D, Denver, penny, graded MS69, red, one of the highest possible grades, went under auction for $3,565 in 2008. Rarest.org+2 U.S. Coins Guide +2 A proof coin variety from 1996, minted in San Francisco. S. Mint mark, imperfect uncirculated. PR70 cameo. Condition, fetched $1,610 in 2003. Rarest.org+2 CoinValueLookup.com+2 These are extreme outliers, coins that have been preserved in vault-like conditions since minting, never spent, never touched, and graded by professional coin grading services. Hammer and wrench era coins. Mistakes. That can bring premiums. Some 1996 pennies become collectible because of minting errors or oddities. These include double die errors, where the design, date, letters, Lincoln's profile, or the Lincoln Memorial on the back appears doubled due to a die misalignment. Some of these error pennies, especially in high grade, are listed with values ranging from $20 to $50, depending on severity. CoinValueLookup.com + one-off center strikes / misstrikes, coins where the strike was not centered properly, cutting off part of the design. Minor misstrikes are fairly common and fetch little premium, but dramatic ones, e.g. 40 to 60% off-center but still with a visible date and mint mark, could sell for $50 to $100 or more, occasionally more if dramatic and in good shape. U.S. Coins Guide +2 Errorcoins.org+2 Die cracks / BI errors, small raised lines or peculiar anomalies, for example between the letters B and E of Liberty, on the obverse caused by cracks on the die used to strike the coin. These are rarer and can sometimes bring $5 to $15 or more depending on how pronounced the error is. U.S. Coins Guide +1 That said, even among errors, many 1996 pennies are still incredibly common, and many may not be worth much more than face value if the error is small or the condition poor. Why the $4.42 claim is usually a scam. What you should know you mentioned. Current market value, $442. But here's why that number is almost certainly misleading or sensational. Trusted coin value trackers list typical 1996 pennies, even uncirculated ones, at just a few cents to perhaps a few dollars. CoinTrackers +2 UserCoinBook.com +2 The only occasions when 1996 pennies have sold for thousands of dollars are rare, top-graded auction coins or very specific error / variety coins, not the average penny from 1996. Rarest.org+2 Errorcoins.org+2 The sheer volume minted, over 13 billion, means the supply is massive, and thus scarcity, a big driver of value, is lacking for almost all 1996 pennies. Rarest.org+1 In other words, if someone claims a 1996 Lincoln penny you hold is worth $442, they're almost certainly exaggerating, unless it's been very carefully preserved, professionally graded, and perhaps features a real minting error or extreme rarity. So, should you examine your penny? What to check if you want to know if it's valuable. If you own a 1996 penny, or several, here's how you can evaluate whether it's just a penny, or maybe something worth holding on to. Condition: is the coin crisp, shiny, and unworn? Or does it look like it's been in pockets, wallets, or loose change for years? Mint mark: check under the date. No letter equals Philadelphia. D equals Denver. S equals San Francisco. Proof coin. Proof coins are collector-oriented. Surface quality, color, luster, a well-preserved original red coppery color, strong details, full rims. These matter a lot. Errors or oddities. Look for doubling in letters or date, off-center strike, die cracks, or any strange anomalies. Use a magnifying glass if possible. Authentication and grading. If you think you've got a gem or an error coin, having it graded by a respected coin grading service, and or verified by an experienced numismatist, adds legitimacy and greatly affects what buyers will pay. If after checking, it looks ordinary, don't stress. It's still a neat bit of history, and you can spend it or keep it for fun. But if it checks off some of the special boxes above, hold on to it. You might have something interesting. The takeaway, 1996 penny, mostly common, but with hidden possibilities. The 1996 Lincoln penny, in most cases, is just that, a penny. With billions minted, it was never intended to be rare or special. For most people, that means its value remains at face value, or at best, a few cents or dollars if preserved well. But the magic of coin collecting is this: history plus chance plus condition. Once in a while, normal pocket coin becomes extraordinary, because it survived decades untouched, or because a lick of luck produced a minting error or superb condition. And those rare coins, especially when authenticated or graded, are what draw collectors' attention. So yes, there are stories of 1996 pennies selling for thousands. But those are the exceptions, not the rule. If I were making a YouTube video about this, I'd use that contrast for drama. Start with a pile of ordinary pennies, then zoom in on the few rare coins that fetch real money. That contrast keeps the audience hooked. If you like, I can build a full ready-to-go 1996 penny video script for you, with scene cues, B-roll suggestions, voiceover and text overlays. Do you want me to get started on that for you now? Today we're diving deep into one of the most common, yet potentially surprising, U.S. coins, the 2004 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Yes, that 1-cent piece might look like everyday pocket change, but under the right conditions, it could be a tiny gold mine. Stick around, you might want to check your wallet after watching this. Adult classical building history and basics. What is the 2004 penny? The humble penny design you see dates back to a long tradition. The 2004 penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series. On the front obverse is the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed in 1909 by Victor David Brenner. On the back, reverse, you'll see the image of the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. U.S. Coins Guide +1. Physically, the 2004 penny is made of copper-plated zinc, a change from older, mostly copper cents. It weighs around 2.5 grams and has a diameter of about 19 millimeters. USA Coin Book +1. In 2004, billions of these pennies were minted, making them incredibly common. For example, about 3,379,600,000 were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and about 3,456,400,000 at the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark. USA Coin Book +2. USA Coin Book +2. So on the surface, a 2004 penny is just a very ordinary coin, part of everyday change around the world. Dollar banknote typical value. What most 2004 pennies are worth in regular, circulated condition, the kind you find in change jars or cash registers, a 2004 penny is only worth its face value. 1-cent coin trackers +2. All coin values +2, even uncirculated but otherwise standard 2004 pennies. No errors, no special condition. Typically fetch only small premiums, often just a few cents to a couple of dollars if sold to a collector. Coin trackers +1. For example, coin value guides estimate that many uncirculated 2004 pennies might be worth around 36 cents, or a bit more depending on condition. USA Coin Book +1. Bottom line, 99.9% of 2004 pennies out there are pretty much worth what they say, 1 cent, or at most a small multiple of that. Magnifying glass tilted left, but wait. Rare cases, errors, condition and collector demand. This is where it gets interesting. Under certain special conditions, a 2004 penny can become far more valuable, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It all depends on its condition, grade, minting errors, and rarity. Coin value checker +2. Coin value checker +2. Here are some of the gold mine scenarios for a 2004 penny. Error coins. Mistakes during minting can create unusual, rare coins. For example, a broad struck penny, where the planchet, coin blank, didn't sit properly under the die, causing the coin to strike larger and thinner. Collectors pay big for such mishaps. Coin value checker plus 1 inch. Struck through grease, or struck through foreign object. Errors, foreign material, grease, cloth, etc., gets between die and planchet, leaving strange marks or distortions, and making the coin far rarer. Coin value checker, double die. Errors, where parts of the design are doubled due to die misalignment. These are prized mistakes. On some error pennies, this can show up as doubled text or features. Coin value checker plus 1 inch. Die cracks, off-center strikes, lamination errors, and other anomalies, all potentially raising value dramatically. Coin value checker plus 1 high grade, perfect condition coins, even if there are no errors, a 2004 penny in pristine mint state. MS condition, polished, uncirculated, and with full luster, can fetch more than average coins. Some grading services have assigned high value to nearly perfect 2004 pennies. Coin trackers plus 2 coin value checker plus 2 collectors demand and market hype. Occasionally a rare penny surfaces, maybe a misstrike or a rare error, and if demand is strong, prices can skyrocket. Some 2004 pennies reportedly sold for hundreds, or even more, when graded and authenticated. U.S. Coins Guide plus 1 light bulb. Why people still hunt for 2004 pennies, and why you should check your change jar. You may ask, if nearly all 2004 pennies are worthless, why bother collecting or inspecting them? Here's why many collectors, and even casual coin hunters, still care, because of the tiny chance, a tiny, tiny chance, you might have an error coin worth big money. Just one misstrike, misalignment, or rare anomaly can turn an everyday penny into a prized collectible. Condition matters. Mint state pennies are rarer than circulated ones, and pristine condition matters to collectors. It's like treasure hunting. There's something exciting about digging through pocket change, rolls, or old jars and hoping to find a hidden gem. You never know when demand will shift. Even coins that seem ordinary now could become sought after decades later, especially if they're uncirculated or rare varieties. So next time you're emptying your pocket or digging into old coin jars, maybe slow down, examine that penny under a magnifier, and take a second look. Warning about the $442 value. Reality check you mentioned. Market current value $442. Here's the honest truth based on current reliable coin value sources. As of 2025, standard 2004 pennies, even uncirculated, are almost never worth hundreds of dollars. Coin trackers plus 2 USA Coin Book plus 2 most value estimates for standard 2004 pennies stay in the few cents to a couple dollar range. Coin trackers plus 2 coin value checker plus 2 only in rare cases. Error coins, unusual minting mistakes, perfect mint state examples. Does the price climb into the hundreds or beyond? Coin value checker plus 2 U.S. Coins guide plus 2 so, unless your coin is a special error or certified in near perfect condition, the idea that a random 2004 penny is worth $442 is almost certainly market hype, speculation, or misinformation. If you really believe you own such a coin, it might be worth having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service, and then getting it appraised properly before believing any big price tag. Toolbox: what you should do if you have 2004 pennies. If I were you, or you were making a YouTube video or starting to check coins, here's what I do. Grab a magnifier or loop, look closely at your 2004 pennies, obverse and reverse, under magnification. Check for oddities, doubling, weird edges, off-center strikes, unusual luster, strange thickness or thinness, odd coloration, misalignments, etc. Keep the coins unclean/unpolished. Cleaning may ruin their collectible value. If you spot anything unusual, consider sending it to a certified coin grader/authenticator. A professional grading certification can make or break the coin's value. Document everything: photos from multiple angles, dates, side, reverse side close-ups. It helps when you try to sell or appraise. Treat the hunt like treasure hunting, exciting, but don't get your hopes up too high. directed movie camera closing, final thoughts, and call to action. So, there it is, the humble 2004 penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that could, under rare and special circumstances, turn into a collector's treasure. Most you find will be worth just a cent. But every once in a while, one appears, misstruck, perfect, or error-ridden, and those coins? They tell a story, and maybe even pay off big. If you're new to coin hunting, grab a jar of pennies, dig in, and inspect each one carefully. Who knows, your next swipe through change could uncover something incredible. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting mysteries, and share this video. Maybe someone you know has a 2004 penny worth checking or hiding in their pocket. Until next time, keep hunting, keep dreaming, and always check your change. If you like, I can build a full YouTube video script for you with timestamps, intro, midsection, conclusion, on-camera cues, voiceover notes, and visual suggestions, coin close-ups, comparison shots, grading examples. Do you want me to create that for you right now?